Hello, everybody. Welcome back into TalkOff. It is Friday, February 3rd. And boy, Zach and I had an absolute dogfight on our picks last night. Providence against the Xavier Musketeers. I covered, but Providence lost, unfortunately. But that was fun, Zach. We should do those more often where we pick against each other, and it's like kind of a game within the podcast that we.
I agree. I think we need to pick more same games. It made it so much more. Like, I personally, Providence Xavier, don't really care. Wouldn't watch it on a normal day, but I turned on that second half and I watched the entire second half. I didn't even pick up my phone. I was watching that second half. It was such a good game.
I think I want to start today's show off by acknowledging that the fact that Vanessa Hudgens is now off the market. This might be the best news Pirates fans have received since Andrew McCutchen coming back to Pittsburgh.
It definitely is.
So shout out Cole Tucker getting engaged to Vanessa Hudgens. Congratulations, my man. What a beast.
That dude has some crazy hair.
He does have some crazy hair.
But he's some crazy hair.
He's sick at ball, though.
Oh, he's sick.
He was like supposed to be their prospect, right? Like he was their guy when he came up.
Early,
he was supposed
I
to
think.
be him.
Yeah, early.
He was supposed to be
then...
Timothy for Pittsburgh, right? Smalls.
Yeah, but now he's just Timothy because his wife is going to be Vanessa Hudgens. That a boy.
This is true.
Every person who's out there who's like the age of like, I'd say like 20 to 28 is very sad right now to see Vanessa Hudgens officially off the market.
What was that song?
Because these are the guys. These are guys who grew up with High School Musical. That was their first crush. A lot of people.
Damn, I'm down bad. I'm kind of tight right now.
It's okay.
That one hit the heartstrings hard.
I know.
So Zach, before we get
really
into, yeah, no, I mean, she did. I had a chance. I thought. So Zach, before we get into the main portion of the show today, which is going to be choosing division winners for each division and then futures for the league winners, I wanted to go over a few moves that we might have skipped over on Tuesday's show, and just we'll kind of rip through them somewhat quick. We'll get your thoughts on him as well. Jeff McNeil, 4 years, $50 million, signs an extension with the New York Metropolitans. Zach, I want to hear your opinion of the reigning batting champ getting this deal. I think personally for the Mets, I think this is a great deal for us. I am thrilled that we locked McNeil up, also known as the Flying Squirrel. So McNeil, the Flying Squirrel, he got his nut. So I'm happy for him.
How long you been waiting for that one?
A little bit. I'm not gonna lie.
You definitely thought about that this afternoon.
Yeah.
You thought about that this afternoon, and you were like, "Oh, on the podcast night, that's gonna sound great."
And excuse me if you can hear a few ice cubes jingling around. I'm drinking an iced coffee right now, and I'm feeling the caffeine right now. I would be lying if I didn't say I was a little jittery right now.
If you're listening, strap in because this is gonna be quite the episode.
I definitely have the caffeine jitters.
Just finished the coffee already. Yeah, so Jeff McNeil staying with the Mets. What do you want me to say, Chris? I mean,
I think this is a great deal. Yeah,
I think it's a great deal. If you could not be happier if you're a Mets fan, and I think it's because Jeff McNeil is that guy who is underappreciated throughout the league, but appreciated by Mets fans. Mets fans absolutely love this guy because they see him play every day in and day out, and he's one of those guys. You have to see them play day in and day out to really understand how good they are. Like Jeff McNeil, he's not gonna pop out at you if you just go to a couple games. You're like, ooh, that Jeff McNeil guy is like crazy.
Right.
That's more like the Pete Alonsos, the Lindors, and guys like that. But Jeff McNeil is very important to this offense. He's very important to this whole team in the field and in the lineup. I love the deal. I think they got him for honestly pretty cheap, just over 10 mil AAV. I think that's great for the Mets. I think it's great for McNeil, and they got the guy for the next 4 years for their window, their run that they're trying to go on with Steve Cohen.
Yeah, I think this is also a good sign for the organization moving forward. I think we kind of have to take a little how should I phrase this? We kind of have to take a page out of the Braves book here. I think we need to start locking up our young talent early and fast. I mean, we've all seen that list that the Braves have. They've locked up their guys for, it seems like, forever now. Like that young core the Braves have, it's like the next decade that's going to be their squad.
Exactly. Yeah.
And we need to start doing that in New York. So McNeil, obviously, this is a monumental step forward for the Mets because honestly, besides like David Wright, I'm trying to think of it in my lifetime who we've really had homegrown talent really sign back for a significant amount of time. Like David Wright signed back, but like besides that, I can't really think of one off the top of my head as of right now. I think Alonso's got to come next, and then I'm just trying to think who else here. I mean, you can go down the road and say, if guys like Beatty, Mauricio, those guys like that, or Alvarez pan out, you obviously have to lock those guys up too. But McNeil and Alonso are going to be a great start to what should be a good young core here in New York.
I agree. I think Alonso's definitely next up, and they have to lock him down. He's the face of that. He's the face of the Mets right now. As much as people want to say it's maybe Lindor, Diaz because of his song or whatever, it's Pete Alonso. It's Pete Alonso, 100%. So they need to lock him down and give him his money.
And it feels weird. I'll tell you, it really does feel weird having like a good homegrown talent player to stay with this team. Because I'm so accustomed to them leaving and going somewhere else. But it's very refreshing to see McNeil stay, and I'm happy to see him in orange and blue for the next 4 seasons.
Do you want to hear something funny?
I would love to hear something funny.
It's not that funny, actually. I always, I don't know why.
Then why did you...
Shut up. I'm saying
why did you go in with that? Now I'm expecting a laugh.
All right, well, maybe you'll laugh. I don't know why, in my head, think that Jeff McNeil is Neil Walker.
I mean, they're not even remotely close to the same fucking player.
They both have Neil in their names, and they both played second base for the Mets. That's
Neil Walker got robbed of an MVP in New York.
Because when you were just saying that Jeff McNeil is like homegrown talent, I was like, wasn't he on the Pirates? And then I just looked it up, and I was like, nah, that's Neil Walker.
Yeah, that's Neil Walker.
Yeah, here we go. Maybe I need a coffee. Holy shit.
But yeah, all around good move for the Mets. I'm thrilled. Uncle Steve locked up McNeil, and looking forward to seeing the reigning batting champ in action this year in Queens. Moving down south, the Rays lock up Yandy Diaz, 3 years, $24 million extension. Zach, this is a good deal for the Rays, and they continue to keep that homegrown talent in house, keeping them happy with some short-term, high AAV deals. And honestly, you as a Rays fan, you gotta be thrilled about this.
Yeah, I mean the Rays continue to do what they've always done, and that's keep the guys who they believe that they can pay minimal money to and still make them a good team. And Yandy Diaz is just that guy.
Right. In Tampa, you're balling on a budget, and
exactly. I mean, you really are. And this is a guy who had a career year last year, batting .290, 6.401, 423 slash line. That's incredible. That's not the kind of year that this guy is expected to have, and he did have it last year, and that's great for the Rays. If they can get production out of Yandy Diaz, and they can get production out of a lot of the other young guys that they have, they're going to come back off of injury out from last year. They're obviously going to be one of the teams to beat in the AL. They're definitely going to be in that wild card race, and who knows what the Rays are looking forward to in the future. But $8 million a year for Yandy Diaz, I think it's a great deal for the Rays, and we'll see where it goes. Obviously, we like to say their deals are good, and then the guy could tear his ACL and not play a game. So. But as of right now,
I like this. I like this deal. This is a guy who just keeps the line moving, gets on base, very good defender, can play first and third. Like this is, I think, as a Rays fan, you got to be thrilled about this.
If I was a Rays fan, I think I would be happy.
Moving on, Zach Greinke, Royals, 1-year deal. I couldn't find the
How much?
AAV on this. It's probably not going to be
I'm
a
gonna
lot for
guess
Greinke, but he's back for another year with the Royals.
3.5.
3.5 mil.
3.5, 4. I'm gonna guess. I'm
Okay.
sorry. I'm just guessing.
So he's back for his age 39 season. This probably has to be one of the last years for Zach down in KC. But it's nice. I like that he went back to the Royals. Kind of, just start off where or end his career where he began and won a Cy Young in 2009. So I think it's cool to see him back in that uniform. Zach, I'm looking at it now. He got paid 13 mil last year. I wonder if he's going to get somewhere.
Did he really?
Yeah, he got 13 mil. And in
My God.
And before that, he had that crazy contract with Houston where he was getting paid 35 a year.
Well, that was yeah, but that was different.
Right.
But they really signed him to a $13 million deal.
Yeah, 1 year, 13 mil.
Wow, that's crazy. I did not expect that. But Zach Greinke is.
He honestly wasn't even that bad last year. It's just the team itself is just not great. 3.6 ERA, 137
I'm looking at
innings.
it right now. Holy shit. Yeah.
I mean, the K per 9 is not there, 4.8, but it really has never really been there for him besides like his 2011 season. His Cy Young season was up there, and then I think everybody remembers that 2015 season with the Dodgers where he was 19-3 with a 1.6 ERA.
That was incredible. Incredible. And he didn't win the Cy Young.
So this is probably...
Wait. I'm sorry.
What?
Who won the Cy Young in 2015? Was it Jacob deGrom?
No. 2015 Cy Young...
Because
can tell you right now.
Dude, he went 19-3 with a 1.66.
Oh, you know who it was? I could tell you. I know exactly who it was. It was Jake Arrieta because that was the year he threw two no-nos.
Oh, yep. Okay,
or did he throw two no-nos? He definitely threw a no-no on Sunday Night Baseball in Los Angeles. I vividly remember the Los Angeles no-hitter. And then Dallas Keuchel won in the AL. That was when like all the Dallas Keuchel hype was.
Yep. Yeah. I get it. I get the I get why he came in second now. That makes sense. It was the Arrieta year. I forgot.
DeGrom finished 7th in voting. DeGrom won Rookie of the Year before that.
Okay.
Trivia question. Do you know who won the home run derby in... Was it 2015? Hold on.
Well, come on. You can't give me a trivia question unless you have the whole question.
Yeah. 2015 home run derby. And the only reason I know this is because it's just like the guy himself is so funny. It's not that random.
2015.
It's not random. It's not random.
Okay.
This player who won the home run derby in 2015, he won it in his home ballpark that year.
That's my hint? I don't know.
That's your hint.
Fucking hosted in 2015.
So I'll give you the city. Cincinnati.
I was gonna guess San Diego. Was it Joey Votto? No way.
It was Todd Frazier.
Todd Frazier. That's
right.
Todd
Frazier.
You're right. It was Todd Frazier. I totally forgot about that. Todd Frazier's such a weird guy.
He's just such a funny guy to me. I don't know why.
He does all the Little League World Series shit now.
He does. He does do all the Little League.
He's a legend there because he was good when he was 12 years old.
He's a legend in Williamsport, Pennsylvania.
That's it.
The only place. And in New Jersey.
Definitely not Queens. I'll tell you that much.
Definitely not Queens. He did have that one. He did have that one 9th inning home run.
That's true.
That was crazy. I lost.
He had like that one moment.
Yeah, in the bottom of the 9th to extend the game. All right, Zach. Moving on from Greinke, let's go up north to the Blue Jays, and this is the last major move that happened this week. Chad Green in agreement with the Toronto Blue Jays. This is an interesting interesting signing for the Blue Jays. They beef up the bullpen. I'm not the biggest fan of Chad Green. I think he's a very serviceable reliever. I think he's probably right around major league average.
Yeah, he's kind of someone who I've just seen too much of from playing the
Yeah.
Yankees so often. But he'll be a solid, sixth or seventh inning guy, probably sixth inning for the Toronto Blue Jays, and they do need help in the middle of that bullpen. They need help in those middle innings, so I think it's good they get a guy for the middle innings so they can get into their deep closers, the Jordan Romanos of the world. So I think it's good. You can always use bullpen help, and there's no reason that a team who is going to fight for the playoffs should not be boosting their bullpen. So I like it.
Yeah, overall, this is kind of one that flew under the radar, I'm sure, for a lot of people, but a very I would grade this a good signing for the Blue Jays. More bullpen is never a bad thing in this league. We know how fast injuries can pick up in the middle of the season, so it's good to grab that depth while you can through the free agent market. So good move by the Blue Jays to grab Chad Green on what I think is a 1-year deal, because I mean it just seems like Chad Green wouldn't really sign.
I would assume it's a 1-year deal.
But I mean he spent 7 years in New York with the Yankees. I'm kind of shocked that
I'm so happy he's gone.
Walked away for. Yeah, I mean he's had some good years with the Yankees. He's had some shaky years, but this is definitely with the Yankees bullpen being what it was in years past. This is probably a piece that Yankee fans probably didn't want to losing depth in the bullpen, but it will be seen to see how the Yankees build this pen back up for another run at the division. All right, Zach, let's get into the main portion of our show here today. Major League futures on division winners. Do you want to start in the AL or the NL? It does not matter to me.
Let's do AL, but let's start West. I feel like we always start East. Let's start West.
Okay, let's start out West. So the Astros are the dead-on favorite to win this division at -213, followed by the Mariners at +320, the Rangers at +900, the Angels at +1200, the good old Oakland Athletics at +25,000. Holy shit! Oakland.
Those are some good. That's good value.
Now I'll tell you one thing. If you guys
put a penny on that,
if you guys have $1 or $2 in your DraftKings, your FanDuel account, go throw a few dollars on that.
Why not?
You never know. They're still professional baseball players.
That's true. The cities of Houston, Seattle, Anaheim, and wherever Texas is, Arlington, can all blow up.
I'll tell you one thing.
Oakland has to win the division.
You want to get fired up to bet on the Oakland Athletics? Go on Netflix right now. Watch Moneyball. Brad Pitt and Jonah Hill will convince you to throw your fucking mortgage on this team. No, seriously, don't do that, because
please don't.
There'll be a lot of angry people that telling me to bet their mortgage on the Oakland Athletics to win the division.
Yeah, please don't do that.
Okay, so Zach, I mean, right off the bat, it's very obvious that this is the Astros division to lose this year.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
It is.
But we know that the Mariners have improved. We've talked about it. We know you are very high on this Mariners team.
Yeah, I mean, I am very high on this Mariners team, and I think they're going to be very good. I think they're going to be in the same spot they were last year in that wild card game. I do think that this is the Houston Astros division to lose, and it's theirs to win as well. It is theirs to win or lose. They will decide if they win or lose. They're not. I don't see the Houston Astros getting outplayed by anyone in this division. But if they suffer injury or they struggle for a little bit, the Mariners could overtake them. Will that happen? Most likely not. I'm picking the Astros to win it. I'm picking the Astros to win the AL West for the sole reason that they are the reigning World Series champions. They may have lost Justin Verlander, but they added an MVP caliber first baseman in Jose Abreu, a young guy like Hunter Brown, and this team's only getting better, which is insane to say.
Yeah, I'm taking the Astros to win this division. For me, it's not only the smart pick, but it's the right choice here, because Dusty Baker is a legend. If you just take one look at the guy, like I want Dusty Baker to be my manager. Like, He fires me up when you see a manager wearing a wristband with his own face and signature on it. You love the guy immediately. Like, you're like, this guy is a legend, and there's no way he doesn't win this division with the team that he has. So I'm taking
no
Dusty Baker and the Astros to win the AL West at -213.
It's the obvious pick.
Let's move on to the American League Central here. The Guardians are the favorite at +150, but right behind them, the White Sox at +160. Twins not too far behind at +290. Detroit Tigers at +2500. And the Kansas City Royals at the back of the pack here at +4000. This division can go anywhere, honestly.
Yeah, Chris, I really think I think it's fair to say.
Mm-hmm.
That Detroit and Kansas City are out of the race this year.
Yeah,
not their years, as we'll say it.
No, they're not there yet.
This is a three-team race between the Chicago White Sox, the Cleveland Guardians, and the Minnesota Twins. Yeah. Who is going to win this division? And it's really tough. I could see any single one of these teams winning the division.
Yeah.
I personally would probably stay away from the White Sox, even though we've liked them a lot recently, just because I just think about just the injury concerns with this team. The same thing it was last year.
They're always hurt, and they're going to be going. They have a new manager this year, right? I'm not sure exactly.
Yeah, I know it's not Tony La Russa. That's all I know. I don't know
Tony
who it is,
but
this team is injury prone. They are. They've proven they are. Last year, when they were the favorite to win the division, and they didn't do that. They didn't even come close.
Right.
11 games back at the end of the season last year.
Oh, Pedro Griffel, who is a former New York Met.
Those Metropolitans.
So Zach, honestly, I have personally, I love the Guardians.
Me too.
I love the Guardians in this division, but the Twins, honestly, for me, they're not too far behind. That Lopez trade really makes me look at that team in a different light now that they have a serious arm in that rotation now. I definitely view them differently.
Me too, 100%. I was 100% off the Twins until they made that trade. They got Pablo Lopez, and now they have someone who I'm not afraid is going to die halfway through the season.
Right, and at this rate now, if you're Minnesota, you not only have a serious arm in this rotation now, this is a move where if you're in contention come mid-July, there's no reason why you can't go out there and get someone in the trade market.
100%. 100%.
There's no reason why this team isn't set up to make a little bit of a push and then make a move that pushes them over the edge and into playoff contention immediately. Because I do think this team is a piece or two away from seriously contending for the division. I think they could make a run, but I don't think they're as set up well as the Guardians to win this division. I'm taking the Guardians at +150, but I'll tell you, Minnesota is like a move or two away from really changing my mind about this pick.
Yeah, Chris, I'm with you on the Guardians. I'm with the Guardians all day for the regular season. The problem with the White Sox and the Twins is what they're going to have is that these teams can't progress in the playoffs in the AL unless they win the division. It's just how they're shit out of luck. The Mariners are too good. The Rays and the Blue Jays are too good. The Orioles are too good. These teams are too good. The Rangers are getting better. Teams are getting better. If you don't win the division, you're going to have a hard time getting in that playoff. So you got to win the division. Yep. But still, I'm still sticking with the Guardians. I just think they're too good offensively, bat to ball, and defensively to pick anyone else. And their bullpen, oh my goodness.
Moving on to the American League East, the Yankees are the favorite at +115. Right behind them, the Blue Jays at +190. The Tampa Bay Rays +400. Zach's beloved Boston Red Sox at +1,800. And rounding out the pack, Baltimore Orioles at +2,500. Zach, I'm not going to lie.
Odds on the Orioles.
The American League East and the National League East could be the two hardest divisions to pick in terms of value in all of Major League Baseball this year.
They're definitely tough. I mean, we've talked about it. They're definitely the two best divisions in baseball. East Coast baseball is back.
East Coast baseball is back.
And I think it's tough. A lot of these teams are very similar. A lot of these teams are going to be in the playoffs. These are two divisions where we could see 6 playoff teams. So it's really hard to pick. For me, as many people know who have listened to this podcast, I am a Boston Red Sox fan. So there is no shot that I'm picking the Yankees to win the division. I'm picking the Toronto Blue Jays.
I like this pick a lot.
The Yankees, fuck the Yankees. Here's the thing that I have a problem with the Yankees this year is that they did a little too good at the beginning of last year.
Yeah.
A little too good. The whole historic winning so many games in a little amount of time, and they couldn't keep it up, and they ended with 99 wins. Congratulations. Everybody was like, oh, they're going to make more fucking 116, 120. They're breaking records. 99. They didn't even lead the league. They were 5th, actually. Just kidding. 5th. So this team clearly cannot finish a season. And I like the Toronto Blue Jays this year. If, like I keep saying when we're talking about the Toronto Blue Jays, if Jose Barrios can figure it out, this team is very, very, very scary, and there's no reason why they can't outperform.
You have a guy who could probably win a Cy Young in Alec.
And Kevin Gausman. Either of them could win the Cy Young.
This is tough, man. Like, honestly, my gut wants to say the Yankees just because the Yankees have owned this division in recent memory. And they only got better with Rodon in the rotation, which takes a little bit of pressure off of Cole. So I'm going to go with the Yankees here at plus 115. For me, it's the right pick with the value. The Yankees rotation is the best in the American League East by far. I mean, and to your point, the Blue Jays could easily take over that spot, but there's a little bit unknown with Barrios and the back end of that rotation. With Ryu hasn't been as solid as they would have liked it to be.
They have Bassett
with that signing, and then they do have Bassett, so it'll be interesting to see. I could hate this pick in 5 months, but as of right now, I'm taking the Yankees because I have to put my money where my mouth is. But honestly, Zach, like you probably won this round with the Blue Jays pick, in my opinion.
I like the Blue Jays, dude. I do. I'm telling you, if that rotation can just figure it out, Gausman's going to be good. Manoah's going to be good. If Barrios can be serviceable.
I mean, realistically, Zach, like Manoah, Gausman, Bassett, and Barrios, like you're talking about 4 guys in your rotation who, if they're at their absolute best,
that's a great 4.
That's a great 4, and those 4 could be top 20 in Cy Young voting.
100%. 100%. If they're at their best. What we saw from Barrios in Minnesota was his best. He was pitching as a Cy Young pitcher. That's what he was. I didn't do that last year in Toronto. I literally don't even know who that was out there last year. If he can figure it out, he is the X factor for this team. I'm telling you. And
yeah, I'm probably
can take this division.
I'm probably going to hate this pick, but I'm taking the Yankees. But man, the Blue Jays, man, it's fucking good value. All right,
how about those Red Sox?
How about those Red Sox at plus
that's value.
1,800? That's value, baby. That's what I taught. You know what that is? That's when you pull that bet slip out of and you dust it off in 40 years and say, "Hey kids, look at this. This was
That's what I'm talking about, baby.
This is why we're driving around in Mercedes." All right, let's head back out west for the NL West. The Dodgers, man, like I sound like a broken record at this rate, but the Dodgers are the favorite at minus 141, followed by the Padres at plus 140, the Giants at plus 1,100, the D-backs at plus 6,600, and the Colorado Rockies at plus 1,500 to round out the National League West.
Are you sure it's not 15,000?
Oh, excuse me. You're right. 15,000. Sorry.
You're good.
So Zach, boy, do I not like the Dodgers.
I just don't want to say the Dodgers, but I feel like I
don't
have
wanna
to.
say the Dodgers, but I feel
I feel like I have to. It's either the Dodgers or the Padres. The Giants, I'm sorry, you didn't make the big enough move to get in this
What do you mean?
conversation.
They got Michael
You didn't. Conforto. They got Michael Conforto and Mitch Haniger. Congratulations. They have too many outfielders. I don't know what they're going to do with them.
You know what, Zach? You know what? I've been all off season. I've been having the take that this is the year where I don't feel completely comfortable about the Dodgers. I've said this since December.
I'm with you. Me too. Because they didn't have a good offseason.
So I'm going with the San Diego Padres at plus 140 to win this division. Like we said at the beginning of this week, there's a lot of guys on this team who this is their walk year. The San Diego Padres could look completely different come 12 months from now. So I think there's a lot of guys playing for contracts this year. I think there's also a lot of people pissed in that San Diego locker room. Like, why should we be the underdogs of this division when we have an absolutely loaded roster? The Dodgers have flaws this year. The Padres have dogs. So I'm taking the Padres to win this division. Why not? It's time someone dethroned the Dodgers.
It is, but it's the Dodgers, Chris. It's the Dodgers.
I'm taking the Padres to win this division at plus 140. I think those are great odds. So,
yeah, unfortunately, I'm gonna take the Dodgers.
Fair enough. It's the right pick to make in this division.
They're just too deep. They're too deep not to take them in any kind of regular season. They're so deep, and even if they're not deep enough at the MLB level, they can go to AAA and pick up a guy, and he's probably going to be the next best player of all time because that's just what the Dodgers do. They just grab guys from AAA and they bring them up and they turn into starters that are great and bat 285 and hit 20 home runs and steal 30 bases out of nowhere. It's what they do. It's what they've always done. The pitching is still there. They add Syndergaard. They got him, Kershaw, Gonsolin. Hopefully May's injury doesn't resurface. They got Urias. I think the Padres have a tough back end of their rotation. Outside of Snell, Darvish, and Musgrove, the back end is lacking.
Well, there's no argument that the Dodgers definitely have a better rotation.
Yes, and I think a rotation leads to regular season wins.
I mean, yeah, but in my opinion, I think the Padres overall are set up better to win this division than the Dodgers are at the current moment.
See, I just don't think so. Just because
I believe
in the Dodgers. I believe in the Dodgers when shit hits the fan. I believe in the LA Dodgers system. I don't believe in the Padres.
I would in years past, but I don't see that same depth anymore. That depth is gone.
They have it. They still have a great farm system.
But they don't have what they used to have. That's the issue.
What do you mean? What did they used to have? They used to have guys you'd never heard of that came up from AAA.
I get that, Zach. But think about all the in the past 3 years alone, or 3-4 years, the guys that they've shipped off to get guys like Machado, guys like Turner, Scherzer, they've shipped off.
Yes, Chris, and they still have a top farm system. This is what I'm saying. That's how deep it is. It's so deep that they traded away all these prospects and they still have a great farm.
I'm looking up
MLB farms. And they are among the premier organizations like the Astros, like we talked about, and like the Guardians, like we talked about, when it comes to developing players. They develop players into MLB players. They've been doing it for years.
Damn, all right, yeah, the Dodgers are still 2.
Exactly. They traded away all that, and they still have one of the best farm systems in the league. It makes no sense. And they won 111 games last year. It makes no sense.
Yeah. Shit, that's crazy. All right, well, I mean, I guess you're to your point, like, I guess yeah, the Dodgers do still have that depth. I will say I was wrong on that, but I don't think there's as much major league talent readily available for them as there has been in years past. And that's why I don't feel as comfortable. I don't feel as comfortable taking them as the division as I do the San Diego Padres. They're going to be getting Tatis back. They're going to have Soto for a full year. You got Machado on a contract year. You just got Bogarts. Like, this is a team who is ready to win, and they're ready to win now. And I think they're pissed off at seeing how much love the Dodgers get from every sports writer. I think it's time for them to step up and say, we're going to dethrone the Dodgers, and we're coming for that division title. So I'm taking the Padres at plus, I forget, hold on. Let me see what I had.
140.
Plus 140, yeah.
I personally just think the Padres are set up very nice.
And they'll be making a move at the deadline that is going to shock the world, too.
I think they're set up very good to win playoff games and big games. I just think the Dodgers are set up better to win more games in a 162 game season.
I'll put it this way, Zach. I'll put it this way. Out of all National League teams right now, the way the San Diego Padres ownership has shown aggression in the free agent market and in the trade market, they are, in my opinion, the scariest team in the National League right now. Because honestly, they play like it's no fucking tomorrow over there. Like they're throwing
team, but
Zach,
you're just not saying that because you're a Mets
fan. No. I seriously think ownership, like, look, I would say, like, the Mets, future-wise, we're built to be the scariest team in the National League. That's, like, our potential. As of right now, Padres ownership doesn't give a fuck.
And does Steve Cohen care?
No, Zach, but they offered two $400+ million contracts. They're spending like drunken sailors over there right now. Think about the sheer amount of money that San Diego has spent in the last 4 or 5 seasons. Bringing in Hosmer, Machado.
Yeah, Chris, I get it, but what I'm saying is Steve Cohen spent more money than everyone this offseason, and he did it in one offseason.
No, I understand that, and I'm not.
He hasn't had 4 or 5 years.
No, Zach, I understand that. Trust me, I understand where you're coming from on this take. What I'm saying is the Padres front office, they didn't get everyone they were trying to go after. They were going to offer Turner $400. They were going to offer Judge north of $400. They didn't really have a great offseason in terms of what they were trying to do, and they landed with Bogarts. And don't think they need to improve that pitching staff, because that move is probably coming soon. The San Diego Padres, in the way that they're run right now, they scared the shit out of me. And I'm not just saying that because they kicked our ass in the wild card. And I'm not afraid to say that. The San Diego Padres kicked our fucking ass in the wild card. So yeah, they scare me more than the Dodgers right now.
I think that's fair.
All right, let's move on to the National League Central. The Cardinals are the obvious favorites in this division at -120. The Brew Crew at +160. The Chicago Cubs at +600. The Cincinnati Reds at +6,500. And the Pittsburgh Pirates at +9,000.
Are those odds before or after the engagement to Vanessa Hudgens?
I'm going to look to see if there's a better line. Oh, +6,600. It just moved.
There we go.
There we go. Vanessa Hudgens is going to be in the crowd, so
they're going to win more games.
They're going to win more games. But the same could be said with Mets and Kate Upton.
That's true. But we'll get to that.
We'll get to that in
Chris,
a little bit.
I think this is easy to say. I think it's the St. Louis Cardinals again. I think it's
the St. Louis Cardinals. I think we can both agree on this, and I don't think we have to spend a shit ton of time on this, but it's the St. Louis Cardinals. It's their division to lose, and honestly, I think the Brewers at +160 is a generous line.
I agree. I don't know how they're that low, because I still expect either Burns or Woodruff and Yelich to be gone by the deadline.
I was gonna say I think me and you can both agree that we think that the Brewers will be sellers come the deadline.
Yeah, 100%. I think they will be big sellers come to the deadline, but we'll see what happens. They could go on a run. You never know.
So are we just going to unanimously agree on the NL Central and just say Cardinals are winning this division? I think they fill that hole with Molina and Contreras, and they still have Paul Goldschmidt, the reigning National League MVP, Arenado, who could probably they could honestly have back-to-back MVPs for the Cardinals right now.
They have easily.
They have 3 MVP candidates in the infield. So, yeah, I think we can easily all agree on this. Cardinals and push past this. Let's round out our divisional, and then we'll quickly go over our respective league picks to win the American and National League. The National League East to wrap the divisional roundup, though. Mets are the favorites at plus 145. Well, I guess actually I'm looking at a few lines here where some have it at plus 145, others have it at plus 135, plus 120. They're the favorite to win the National League, but the Braves are literally right behind them at plus 140, plus 140, plus 135. So I would say it's pretty much an even tie between the Braves and the Mets in the National League East. Phillies right behind them at plus 280, Marlins plus 6,000. Nationals round this division out at plus 20,000. Woof.
Go Nationals.
No, don't go Nationals. No one in the DC area who's a real baseball fan is a National fan.
I guess. All right. You might be upset, but I'm not taking the Mets.
I don't blame you.
I don't think it's. It. I just don't think it's the Mets. I think it's the Braves. I really do.
I'm taking the Mets here, 100%.
I figured you would, but that's why I wanted to just say mine, and then I'll let you go off.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think it's the Braves. I just think they're set up very well with the young talent that they have, with the young rotation. Just the mixture of their lineup, their rotation, and their bullpen is just one of the best in baseball, and they should be one of the World Series favorites for this year. I think they're going to not run away. I think they're going to win the NL East. I think it's going to be like last year. It's going to be close between them and the Mets the entire year, most likely. But I just expect it to be the Braves with the way Max Fried and Spencer Strider are going to pitch, with the way, Austin Riley and Matt Olson, and Ronald Acuna and all these guys are going to hit, the way they're going to be coached. They'll probably make a move. I love the Braves this year. I love them. I just love them.
Yeah, I'm taking the Mets to win this division, and this is a little bit of a biased pick, obviously, but I got to go with my team here. Where do I start here? I'm pissed that we came up short in that last series in Atlanta last year to lose this division. We were leading the division the entire season, so this is a crusher for fans, and I'm sure it was an absolute demoralizing experience for the team itself. But man, I think we got better this offseason with the additions of JV, Senga, Quintana, beefed up the bullpen. Zach, what else? Zach, what else am I missing here?
That's pretty much it. They didn't really add a bat.
I feel like I'm missing something here.
Correct. Oh, wait. No, that didn't happen.
All right. Well, you can go fuck yourself. So, and with the addition of Beatty and Alvarez coming up, and maybe Mauricio, if we'll wait to see him.
Omar Narvaez. That's who you're forgetting.
Yeah, Omar Narvaez. So honestly, I think we look better than ever to compete for this division. Obviously, the Braves are going to be a tough competition, and the Phillies are not too far behind them in that regard too. So I'm taking the Mets to win the National League East. And why don't we just jump right into the National League pennant here? And I'm also taking the Mets to win this. This is a hometown pick, but I don't give a fuck, man. I'm taking my team to win. I think we're the best team in the National League. I think this is the best team that we've built going into a season in my lifetime. So I'm excited. I'm ready to roll. Mets to win the National League pennant.
I like it.
And the Mets and that line, by the way, for everyone at home is plus 380.
So you're taking them to win the pennant, not have the best NL record, right?
I'm taking them to win the pennant. Yeah,
the pennant. Okay.
Yep.
So you're gonna be like, Zach, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm taking the Padres to win the pennant.
Okay. I mean, it's a fair pick. I mean,
though I'm taking the Dodgers to win the division, I think the Padres are just set up well to perform in the playoffs with the all-star caliber players that they have. and I expect them to make a deal for a pitcher at the deadline. If that happens, if they make a deal for a pitcher at the deadline, this team will be very, very scary because they will have that fourth pitcher, and they will be 1 through 4 solid. And I think if they can stay healthy and this team can perform, if Tatis can get his head out of his ass and stop acting like a child and just play outfield and just be a good player, and Soto gets back to who he was in Washington, Bogarts is going to lead them. Machado is going to lead them. This team is very, very, very scary.
I told you, this is why they scare the shit out of me. It's a scary team, man.
Yeah, they scare me. They scare me. Come playoff time, I think this team is just going to turn it on. It's going to be incredible.
Let's move over to the American League pennant now. The Astros are obviously the favorite to win the American League pennant, which doesn't come to a shock to anybody at plus 310. But, Zach, I'll tell you where I'm going to be putting my money, and I think you would like this pick as well. I'm taking the Blue Jays at plus 650 to win the pennant.
I am too.
They're a fun team, and I can see them making a run in October.
I am too, Chris. I am too. I think winning the division is going to be key for them to winning the AL pennant. If they don't win the division, it's going to be so much harder to go through the wild card. You're going to have to use so many more guys, and they're not ready for that. If they win this division, I love them to win the pennant. That's why I picked them to win the division, and I'm picking them to win the AL pennant as well. I think this team, if they can figure out the starting rotation, can hit with the best of them. If the starting rotation is on, they can pitch with the best of them. This bullpen is where this team might struggle a little bit with Jordan Romano at the back of that bullpen, locking it down in the 9th inning. I feel very confident with him. I love the Blue Jays. They're very, very, very scary team in the AL. I think the Yankees should be – if I'm a Yankees fan, I'm worried. I would be very worried.
Yeah, I agree. The Yankees are at plus 350 to win this division – to win the pennant. And, man, it's like that seems like the logical pick besides the Astros. But, I really think this could be the year the Blue Jays finally make a push and make it to a World Series. That would definitely be fun to see Toronto and the whole Rogers Center go crazy.
I think a Toronto San Diego World Series would be it would be weird. It would be weird, but it would be really fun because those are two really, really star powered teams.
If you went into a coma in 2010 and woke up in 2023 and saw a Padres Blue Jays World Series, you'd be like, "What the hell is this world?" All right. Also, can we also acknowledge the fact that the Mariners at plus 850 is also great odds for the pennant?
Yep. They're my team. They're my sleeper team.
Also, the Guardians at plus 1100. There's some good value there to go find if anyone out there wants to bet on the pennant winner for the American League. All right, should we get into some Florida Man Friday, everyone's favorite segment of the week?
I love Florida Man Friday. Let's get into some Florida Man Friday. Do you mind if I go first? Can I go first?
Take us through this. Let's go.
I will take us to a journey to a place called Collier County, Florida. So, the title of my article is Florida Man Accused of Decapitating Hamster, Discarding the Body in a Box Near His Home. So apparently, this guy is not a big fan of hamsters, bought a hamster, came home, immediately chopped its head off.
Well, that's a little excessive.
Head off. Decapitated the hamster, put it in a box near his house. His neighbor found it. And guess what? Guess what else the neighbor found?
What do you find?
5 more boxes with dead hamsters. This guy is just obsessed with killing hamsters. Put this guy in jail. Get him off the streets. This is exactly how serial killer movies start. It starts with dead animals when they're young, and then they get older, and they're killing people.
This is the next Netflix special, right?
This is the next Netflix. The hamster murderer in Collier County, Florida. So I'm terrified of this guy.
I'm 99% sure that's a county that I see on Live PD.
Can I ask though, how do you get arrested for killing hamsters?
It's animal cruelty.
I guess.
I guess it is animal cruelty.
Yeah, no, it is. But yeah. I'm sorry. It's just because I don't look at hamsters like I look at dogs. I'm just it's a hamster.
That's fair.
It's like a squirrel.
Producer Jake, do you want to go here?
Sure, I'll jump in. I have a pretty good one this week, I think. The title is Florida Men, one of which dressed in a bull costume, accused of trying to burn down house with ragu sauce.
What?
Oh,
So there was two men, Derek and John. They broke into a home, stole like a flat screen, an AC unit, and a vacuum. And
okay.
the best part of this whole article is that when 911 eventually got to the house, they said that. Hold on, let me find it here. Where is it? Oh, and they found a pot of burning ragu sauce and a washcloth near the stove's burner, which appeared to be in an effort to start a fire. And the guy said he was trying to make it look like I left the stove on, but who gets up at 2 a.m. and fixes sketty?
Sketty, man. Sketty.
You never
That's a pretty
you never cook
sentence.
yourself some 2 a.m. sketty?
No, never get 2 a.m. sketty. Like 1:30 sketty is fine, but like 2, man, it's go.
It's pushing it.
Time to turn the engine off.
Also, what a cheapo using ragu sauce. Come on, that's no good. Don't use ragu.
All right,
Prego.
let me. Mine's pretty good here. Mine's Florida man chugs 2 beers in under 30 seconds at Epcot, removes shirt and almost falls from Skyliner platform during skirmish with police.
That is
So
mouthful.
if anybody has been to Epcot before, you know it is a blast to go around to each country and to drink and just experience all different cultures, and at the same time just get absolutely blitzed over there. So an intoxicating Florida man chugged 2 beers in less than 30 seconds at the Epcot International Food and Wine Festival. It would not take long for the rest of his visit to Disney World to unravel. The guy was apparently being very loud, and that's when the police came over. He slammed the 2 beers, then the police tried to chase him, and at that moment, he almost fell off of a Skyline platform, and the police
Jesus.
arrested him for public intoxication. And yeah,
God, I
so
love Florida.
Florida is an awesome time, but I'll tell you, Epcot is once you take that lap around, you come out a different man than you were when you started it.
Oh yeah,
Feel more cultured and definitely a little more buzzed. So
definitely
highly
more,
recommend doing that if anyone goes down to Epcot.
definitely more cultured. That's for sure. It's all about the learning.
Absolutely. Should we get into some picks now?
Let's do it. I love picks.
Picks are great.
Picks are great. They're my favorite.
Powered by Riverside.
All right, it's kind of a quiet weekend for sports, but you'll always find something to bet on, even if it's Russian table tennis at 2 a.m. So, Zach, what do you got? What do you got for us this weekend?
All right.
And you're on a losing streak.
I just
so
want to
think
take
you
this
can address
time
that. Yeah, let's
to
address.
And yeah, I need to address the people out there.
You've been shit. Let's put it frank.
I have to put it in nice words. I've been cold.
That's a nice way to
after
put it.
starting out the first 3 episodes 3-0, I am 1 for my last 9.
Ouch.
So I'm 1-8 in my last 9 picks. I have won 1 college basketball pick, and I have lost 8. So we will be getting off of college basketball. We're going to the NBA. We're going to the NBA, and I got this great betting strategy from my great friend, producer Jake, who told me, if you love a game, if you absolutely love a team, take the opposite because you're probably going to lose. So I absolutely loved the Detroit Pistons tomorrow against the Charlotte Hornets. So obviously I'm taking the Charlotte Hornets plus 1.5 in Detroit. It's who knows, but that's my pick. Hopefully I can get hot.
I'm on the complete opposite side of the spectrum here. I'm on fire lately. I'm 9-3 overall with my picks right now. And there's no line out for this, but I'm sticking with Big East Hoops because it's what I know. Pretty damn good at betting it. I'm taking the Marquette Golden Eagles spread. There's no line for this yet, so everyone, if you're going to take my pick, just hold on and wait for a line. It should be out tonight, which would be Friday night. I'm taking them, whatever their spread is, at home against Butler. Marquette is without a doubt the hottest team in the Big East right now. And I'm riding with the hot hand right now. So I'm taking Marquette spread over the Butler Bulldogs at home in Milwaukee.
Yeah, I'm right in the middle of the pack. I think I'm exactly 500 throughout all my picks. So we're just gonna keep losing money to Vegas the old-fashioned way. I'm gonna stick with the strategy I told Zach. I love the Hawks tomorrow night or tonight, I guess, if you're listening. So I'm gonna take the Jazz -1.5. Don't really know much about basketball, but I just like the Hawks. So
I think that's a good strategy. I hope it works. If it works, I'm gonna keep doing it.
It will. It always does.
Did you hit your one from last time that you loved the Maple Leafs, but the Bruins, you picked the Bruins or whatever?
Yep. They won like 7-2.
Jeez. Okay. It's going to hit then. Let's go Hornets tomorrow night, baby.
Let's go.
All right. Should we get into our roulette spin now? This segment gets me.
This is just so sad. It's the saddest segment in the entire
It's
universe.
so sad, but it's gonna be so sick when we hit it.
All right. Well, the random number was 9.
It was 9. All right.
Jake is gonna give us a roulette spin.
So for everyone who can't see, listening to us right now, Jake has shared his screen with us, and we're able to see a live roulette wheel right now. We are betting on 9. We're waiting for the next hand, or the next game to start. So Zach, we consistently get right in like the number right next to whatever we're going to be betting on, right?
Pretty much every time.
We've been on look, we haven't won, we haven't hit one yet, but like I would say we're getting there. We're pretty fucking close.
I would say we're due.
All right.
If anything, we're due.
The ball is in motion right now.
Here we go. We
ball
need to do
is
it like
in
this
motion.
every time.
Come on.
Come on.
9.
Come on.
9.
Hit that
I lost
9.
it on the wheel. So I have
Still going in a circle.
Yep. No, I know, but I'm trying to find the number 9.
There we go. 22.
Oh
my God, it's next to 9. That's next to 9. That's right next
dude.
to 9. Dude, this can't be real. This actually can't be real. This is at least...
Oh my God, I was muted.
At least... Oh my God.
All right, we have to run it back.
Let's do one.
We're doing another one.
Extra spin.
29.
29.
Oh, we're running 9. I didn't get it in time.
Oh no.
Whatever. 9.
If 29 hits, holy shit. All right, we're doing another one just for the people. Go watch the YouTube at TalkOff Pod if you want to watch the roulette spin.
Follow us on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram at TalkOff Pod. Oh my.
26.
Oh my God, I thought that was 29. Holy shit. I almost freaked out for a second.
Damn.
All right, everybody.
Another day down.
Another day, another loss to Vegas. Well, you know what? The house always wins. So next week we're gonna hit it.
Definitely.
All right, everybody. Well, enjoy your weekend. We will be back on Tuesday for some more content for everybody. Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube at the TalkOff Pod. We will see you next week.
One day closer to opening day.
You know it. Love you guys.